Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing the next throwback review for The Walking Dead Season 2. This one we're going to be doing Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 5, which was called Chupacabra. Alright, good stuff. So, spoiler warning if you haven't seen The Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 5 yet. But, yeah, going to go ahead and continue with the throwback reviews. I want to apologize. I wasn't able to get it out on Sunday or Wednesday of this week, even though I planned to. Just been really busy with stuff and was making the other videos since we're starting to finally get some new content for The Walking Dead Season 5, even if it's just a banner, trailers coming up soon. Going to be lots of stuff to talk about coming up fairly shortly. Also, I've been reviewing The Strain and Under the Dome, so that kind of, pushed it back a little bit with regards to doing this throwback review. So, got a chance to watch the episode again, a few years later now. It's pretty nostalgic to watch. But anyway, this one is an episode that actually did make one of my worst, it was number 9 in the top 10 worst episodes for the Walking Dead television series. That said, though, it's really not that bad. Now, that top 10, maybe I should have even just done top 5. But basically, the thing is that The Walking Dead is so good, even the worst episodes in the series are not that bad. Like, the top 10 worst ones are pretty good. In terms of a score for this one, for example, I give this an 8, Now, that's in comparison to most TV series with 6.5 being average. So it's not like this is a below average episode. For The Walking Dead, in terms of my rating scale, is usually around 9 pretty much every episode. The best episodes are higher, and some of the other episodes like this one would be a little bit lower based on the way I rate nowadays, with 6.5 being average and 5 being total fail, basically, or just above fail, depending. So with this one, yeah, it was one on the list, but it's not bad by any means. It is a fun episode, and there are some really cool things about it. Probably my favorite stuff is, of course, getting to the concentration on Daryl, since he didn't get that much concentration up until now. He's always kind of been there, but this episode, he has a lot of focus in this episode with the near-death experience, being attacked by 2 walkers after the horse Nervous Nelly falls down, and he goes tumbling down this small cliff into a ravine below. And it's pretty exciting when the walkers attack him, and he's able to pull out the bolt, use the arrow, and shoot down the second one as it's attacking him. First one, of course, was gnawing on his foot. It is pretty scary the first time you see it, because at that time you wouldn't know where they're going to go with Daryl. Whether or not he was going to survive or he was going to be killed off. I'm sure there was discussions about it earlier on in the series, how far they were going to go with Norman Reedus' character. Luckily, they kept him around, and I really like what he's become over the seasons compared to that where he's at now. He was always a badass, but now he's like a hardened badass. So it's pretty cool. So in this one, he has one of his biggest challenges in the whole series, which is dealing with all of that, being injured and everything. And then to make matters worse, on his way back, when he stumbles out of the brush and he starts getting close to the farm, kind of coming in on the outskirts of the farm, Andrea notices him, and she almost kills him. She luckily misses, but just grazes him with a bullet from the sniper rifle, while Dale takes a little bit of a break from his watch. So this one, too, I think, had something to do with the fact that a lot of people hate Andrea. This episode right here, I think her actions there, just being that dumb, really make a lot of people hate her. So I really feel like this kind of adds to that. It's not the only thing, her hooking up with the governor and some of the other stuff she's done, but definitely I would say this adds to that. It separates the comic book series Andrea from the television series Andrea, and why a lot of people hate Andrea later on. I don't. She was one of my favorite females in the series, but I can definitely understand like if people don't like her. But Dale is really cool to have in this one, because he's got some good jokes throughout it. When he kind of makes her feel better by saying they've all wanted to shoot Daryl, which is funny. And also when Glenn tells him that he slept with Maggie, and then and Dale's response is, "Oh no, son, you didn't." It's just, I don't know. It's really funny, and it's cool having a character like that we don't have later on. That's kind of there, that can just be there for emotional support, guidance, and wisdom, that kind of thing. Whereas later on, it's all Hershel. But at this time, Hershel's kind of like he's helping them out. He's helping feed them and everything like that, but he's not really cool with them being there at the farm, and he's kind of trying to keep distance, and he's trying to kind of force them out, so to speak, even though he knows that if it came down to it, he wouldn't be able to stop them from taking the farm from him, I guess. So he's trying to do the right thing and help them out, but at the same time, he doesn't want them getting too close. So he's not exactly assimilated into the group yet. He's kind of the leader of his own family, his own group, in and of itself, but he just has no idea what he's about to deal with the walkers near the end of the season coming up, and also other survivors too, where Rick comes in handy. So I do kind of like that evolution of Hershel to kind of becoming part of Rick's group afterwards. But aside from that, with this episode, so good Daryl stuff. Also, there's the Merle hallucinations, which are really cool, which I'm sure had some people confused whether or not he was really there, but then you see the two hands and you kind of figure out that he's not. But it was really cool for Michael Rooker to actually come back just for this episode when he had nothing else to do with the entire season. So I really liked how they incorporated that in there, and I think it was a great touch. So those are both great. Also, there's some good beginning of the Glenn and Maggie stuff in this one. Their relationship kind of sneaking around. Hershel doesn't want, passing notes at dinner, that kind of thing. And, just kind of some fun little, beginning stuff between the two of them with their relationship. So I like that as well, too. So those two things in particular are really cool about this episode. They're still looking for Sophia, of course. Shane has a conversation with Rick about them saying that they should stop looking for her due to, them being police officers knowing that after 72 hours, that she's likely dead. And that was before the zombie apocalypse started, which, of course, he's right. But, they're not going to give up the search yet anyway. So that was all cool. We find out about the barn walkers in this one. So that was another good kind of reveal at the end of the episode to build and make things more interesting. And aside from that, Lori and Carol cook everyone dinner, and they do laundry and stuff like that. Of course, Lori's pregnant, but she hasn't really told anybody yet. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Is it a filler episode? It's kind of like half. The thing with Daryl and his near-death experience, I do like it. I think it adds to the character. But a lot of this, like in season 2, a lot of these episodes, if you wanted to do them in a season 1 type pace, you could have shrunk down a good number of these just before the halfway mark when they were searching for Sophia. You probably could have. Now, they opted to kind of, because there was a 13-episode season, I feel like with a 13-episode season, during these few episodes, they were having trouble finding what kind of pace they were going to be able to do the show at this time. It's like they had an idea for the mid-season finale. They knew what they were going to do with the barn and that. But previous to that, these episodes here, it's like they didn't have enough going on aside from just looking for Sophia. So this is what we ended up getting. It's not the best The Walking Dead has ever been, but it is really cool to watch for the nostalgia, to see where the characters were at that point, to see some cool characters that are no longer in the series, Andrea and Dale and, lots of the others, actually, Shane and the others. Really cool to kind of see where they were at, even Lori. When you think about the amount, it's pretty crazy, the amount of characters that are there. It's funny to see Beth in the background. She's just in the background, has no lines at all. And yeah, I still enjoy watching it to this day, even though, like I said, it's not the best episode. But for the throwback reviews, I am looking forward to the second half of season 2, because that's where they really hit their stride. The Pretty Much Dead Already, one of the best episodes ever. And then after that, the second half is really, really good of season 2. There's some great Shane stuff again, and just kind of the whole wrap-up of the season was pretty incredible. Maybe if they would have cut an episode or 2 out of it, made it 11 episodes, and kind of shortened these few episodes down leading up to Pretty Much Dead Already, I think it would have been a better season, because the Sophia thing goes on for about 7 episodes. When you consider that's quite a bit. That's a lot of episodes. Maybe too many for that kind of story arc. They probably should have shortened that, or had it occurred later on, did something else with that, because it does feel a little bit stretched in terms of an arc. And this one here is kind of like filler, but it's good filler. It's interesting filler, especially if you like Daryl, and good character development for the other characters. So it's not all bad. It's just that it's kind of unnecessary, if you know what I'm saying. The whole thing with Daryl takes up almost half the episode, and it doesn't really advance the plot. It develops him, but it doesn't do much else for the overall story. So yeah, but I still like the episode. Still going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's not terrible by any means, but The Walking Dead is at such a high level in my mind in terms of like how they're able to put together the show, the drama, everything like that. It's so good that it makes, some of these types of episodes kind of look a little bit bad. But anyway, let me know what you guys thought about this episode. If you haven't seen it for a while, you want to watch it and then watch the review, let me know what you think. Yeah, go ahead and do it. It's always fun to look back, I think. So, and with videos right now, either I'm doing predictions for what's to come, I'm reviewing content as it's being released, or I'm looking back. That's basically all I can do. So in effort to keep going, in effort to keep doing something, this is what I decided to do, and I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it so far. More than Under the Dome. This season has been a disaster of that show. But anyway, you guys have seen the videos on that. You know how I feel about that. So if you like this throwback review, please sum it up below, guys. Please like it. And if you want to help support the channel, please share it, favorite it, and I'll call it here. That's it for this one, guys. Next throwback review, I'll probably try to do, let's see, Sunday I'm doing a live show. There's a trailer. So I'll aim for next Wednesday, but I can't guarantee it because there may be some more stuff to talk about with the trailer coming up. But anyway, yeah, that's it for this video, guys. See you next week for the throwback review, or this weekend for the trailer. It's Trev, and I'm saying peace.